Sometimes the biggest support you receive in life comes from the most unexpected places. Surprise supporters can change the game, and the support that you choose to give back can absolutely transform the journey. My name is Aaron. Welcome to Faith and Reverence. Some very interesting things have been happening in my life over the past several weeks, and a lot of those things have been affirmations for me that I'm on the right path. And those affirmations have come through the support of others. One example is in regards to my first ever ballet that I performed in recently. It was the Nutcracker. I spoke about that. It was very exciting and it was a big deal for me. So naturally, I spoke about it to everyone that would listen and even those who wouldn't. But I spoke about it a lot at Saddleback Church because I serve there on different ministries and I just know a lot of people there. It's like my family. And quite a few people there were actually very supportive, even if it was just verbally, emotionally. But there were even some people who supported me by going to the show. There was one couple, Dee and David. Shout out to them. I really appreciate them because they decided to go and buy tickets and watch the show. And to be fair, it's not like we know each other all that well. We don't really hang out or anything. We just know each other from church, from serving together. So it was really a big deal that they decided to go because there were even friends and family of mine who either couldn't go or chose not to go. And I'm not faulting anybody by any means for that or trying to guilt trip anybody, but I'm just trying to emphasize how meaningful it was that these people that were from the church that I don't hang out with, that don't really know me all that well, were so excited to go and support me. One other major space in my ballet journey in which I've been seeing a lot of positive affirmation and feedback is this vlog, actually, Faith and Reverence. I'm really surprised as to how much positive feedback I've been getting for it already and how much support I've been receiving because this thing is basically brand new. It's only been going on for about a week now. I have been pouring my heart and soul into it. So, I've been posting it on Facebook, Instagram, telling people about it. So I know people have heard of it or got eyes on it. But just a few examples of some support that I've seen already. There's a man at Saddleback named Frank who is just such a joyful, good man. But, he's been watching the videos. I don't know if I sent him a link or not, but regardless, he's been seeing my posts on Facebook, going out of his way to interact with my posts, going out of his way to watch the videos, apparently. And I saw him the other day at Saddleback during some rehearsal that we had and just went up to him and gave him a hug. And he said, Bro, I really love watching your vlog. I really enjoy it. And he goes, I'm going to promote it. I'm going to promote it. And that's not something I asked him to do. And I mean, whether he does so or not, ultimately, that's up to him. But just the sheer support that he showed me. Some other examples, there's a man at the church also who's on staff. His name's XA, and it's Ezekiel, but we call him XA for short. And he saw my stuff organically on Instagram, my reels. I didn't actually send him a link for the vlog. He saw it organically, and when I ran into him and said hi to him the other day at Saddleback, he said, "Hey, bro, I've been seeing your reels on Instagram. I've been watching them." And he told me he goes, "The first reel that I saw, it really engaged me. It really grabbed my attention." And he basically was just affirming that I was doing a good job with these reels and stuff. And that just meant a lot because I have been asking God, is this the right path? And I feel that these affirmations have been coming from people, but the support has just been amazing. And I really appreciate that. Another example is one of my tenants, Ned. He I sent him some links for the podcast, and I didn't actually expect him to listen to it necessarily, but I thought maybe he might, so I'll send it. Well, when we talked on the phone after a few days of me sending episodes to him, he asked me, he goes, "How long have you been doing your vlog?" And I said, "Well, just a few days now. I just started it." And the reason he asked apparently was because he felt that it was to such a high quality of production that he expected that I had been doing it for a couple of years. Now, I only say that to say that was very flattering. I do try my best to bring things to the highest production value possible, especially being someone who's already in videography and photography and just somebody who has a high standard for things, almost a bit of OCD in some ways. I do want to try my best to deliver the best quality product with anything that I'm doing. So, um, once again, it was just very flattering and it was a great affirmation from him. He actually told me that he was sitting outside of the school waiting for his child to be released from school, and he was listening to the vlog in his car with the window down. And he said another parent who was also in their car waiting for their child to get out of school overheard my vlog playing from his car speakers. So the gentleman went up to Ned and he asked him, "Hey, do you mind if I ask you what show you're listening to?" And so Ned responded and he said, "Oh, that's actually my buddy Aaron. He has this vlog and I can send you the information if you'd like so you can listen to it." And the man said, "Yeah, please do." So Ned sent him the information for the vlog. Once again, not something I ever asked anyone to do, but just naturally, people have been, wanting to support me, not just by listening and interacting, but by sharing it. And I think that's just such a powerful thing. And I appreciate that so much. I could just feel the love from people. One other thing that happened was there was a complete stranger who followed me from a reel on Instagram. And it was specifically the reel where I was talking about having doubts in the past about whether I actually belonged at all in ballet. They followed me from the reel, they liked it, and then they commented, "I believe in you, brother." I just thought that was so special because, these other people that do know me, they are supporting me. But this was somebody totally unseen, totally unknown to me. And they chose to make it known that they believed in me, even though they really don't know me. They've only seen my blog for a short period of time and they were willing to support me in that way. And I just thought that was really beautiful. All of those examples of people affirming and supporting me over the past several weeks with my ballet journey and with this vlog, they are not particularly huge moments. They were very powerful and appreciated, but they're not really big moments. But once they culminate together in my mind, they start to create a bigger picture and they start to show me something more. For me, my takeaway is that support doesn't always come from the places where you expect it to. It doesn't always come from close friends or family or the people that you expect that it will come from. Oftentimes, it comes from people who you don't know very well, like acquaintances, or even people that you don't know at all, like in the example of that person who followed me on Instagram and chose to leave that beautiful comment on my reel about how they believe in me. I just think that it's really amazing and interesting where the support comes from sometimes. And I want to say this isn't a rejection of family or friends or those people that are close to you. Instead, this is reframing and expanding the concept of community and showing you that, you know, community can look like different things and it's not always what you expect. Sometimes support shows up after you step forward in faith, which has often been the case for me, especially in regards to ballet and the vlog. A lot of this I just had to start doing because I believed it was my calling and I still believe it. And after I started doing it and people saw what I was doing, people chose to support me. I'm very much somebody who wants to support others as well. I want to build a community around me of dancers and a community related to this vlog so that I can experience support from others. But it's not just about that. The main purpose is actually to be able to support other people in the community. It's a give and take, right? So, for example, in this vlog, I would like to be able to offer encouragement to people. I would like to be able to inspire people through my stories and through my journey and through my process. I would like people to be able to listen to this and to be able to take something from it. Even if it's one person just for one episode, they take something away from that episode that they needed to hear, that God wanted them to hear. And even if only one person watches that episode and they get something from it, then it was a success. This isn't about metrics. Of course, metrics are a great thing to think about when you're creating content. When you're creating content, you want people to listen to it and see it, obviously, but you don't want to create for nobody. But the thing is I believe that this is a calling, and I believe that, if God really is behind this, which I think that he is, it, I believe that God then will put the right people in front of the screen, right? And for this vlog, for example, people will see this vlog that are meant to see this vlog. And not everyone will listen to it. Not everyone will appreciate it. But the people who are meant to listen to it and are meant to appreciate it, they will. God will put it in front of them and they will listen to it at that moment when they need to hear it most. And I truly believe that God will work that way and that He does consistently work that way. A lot of my inspiration is helping others, as I mentioned, and it goes back to some of the other things that I do in my life, like running a rehab and life coaching center. I do this because I want to help people to live to their highest potential in life. I believe that God has enabled me through his power and through others to be able to live my highest potential in life. And I'm not quite there yet. It's not perfect, it's an ongoing process, but I feel that I'm living out my potential much more so than I was a couple years ago. I was severely depressed. I had issues that I was dealing with, but God healed me of those and he enabled me to live out to my highest potential, even if I'm not quite there yet. And I want to be able to pass that on to others. And I get a lot of joy out of living out God's purpose for my life, and I want to be able to help others do that because it's difficult and we don't always know how to do that, or to get out of the ruts that we're in and to be able to make an upward progress towards God's purpose for our lives. So that's something that's really important to me. And I just really hope that this vlog serves that purpose. And that's really a big part of the reason why I'm even doing this. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think that it was God's purpose. As a community is created around me, with this vlog, with my dance journey, like I said, it's not just about me. It's about me being able to help others and them be able to help me. We support each other, we uplift each other. And I think that this is really important in the dance community as a whole. I believe that this does exist, but I think we need to reinforce it and we really need to like make this more of a common practice at dance studios and competitions, wherever it may be. Oftentimes we compete with other people in our classes or whatever. Even if we don't mean to, we tend to do it. We tend to compare ourselves to them. We tend to develop jealousies of other dancers and stuff if they get good opportunities that maybe we think we're deserving of, or maybe they're learning at a higher pace or faster pace than we are. We can get jealous of those things and we can start to take things out of perspective. But I think it's really important that we have those supportive environments no matter where we're at and we uplift each other. I see a lot of that here at Prince Sev Ballet Academy, my home studio. I've talked a lot about how Ivan, the owner, and Julia, the studio manager, have been so uplifting of me and willing to support me. But it's not just them, it's the studio as a whole. The teachers are very much uplifting and supportive. They're willing to spend time with me as needed after class or whatever and just help me with things. They're willing to encourage me. And even when I feel like I did my absolute worst and it was the worst class that I could have ever taken in the past 3 months and I felt like I made no progress, the teachers will still choose to focus on the positives and to uplift me and affirm me in my path. And, the students here, a lot of them are very much the same way. And they're very supportive, whether it be the adults that I take classes with or the kids that I performed with in the Nutcracker. They are all very supportive, and I really appreciate those things, and it means a lot. There really is no perfect environment, no perfect dance studio, competition, or anything for that matter. No matter where you are, there are likely going to be some people that get under your skin or they're a little bit negative and maybe they cause issues from time to time. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter so much. It does matter that you show people grace because even those people might not mean to be the way that they are or be negative. They may mean well, and you may either just be translating things the wrong way, or maybe you just need to show them some grace and be uplifting of them, even if they don't always act that way towards you, because the way that you act and being positive towards someone that is negative toward you can oftentimes make a big impact on them and encourage them to change their behavior in a positive way. But regardless of all of that, what really matters is the culture you're in. If you're at a dance studio, nothing's ever going to be perfect. Even the people who do support you aren't going to be perfect, and they're going to be a little bit negative from time to time. It's just the way it is. We're humans, we're flawed. But is the environment you're in or is the culture overall supportive and overall uplifting? If the answer is yes, then you're probably in the right place. Like I said, you'll be very surprised where the support actually comes from. And, it's one of those things where if people don't support you the way that you feel that you should be supported, try not to let it bother you. I know it can hurt sometimes when people aren't showing you that support, but I also think it's really important to just focus on your journey, focus on your goals. You will get the support, even if it's not from the people who you expect should be giving it to you or where you'd like it to come from. God will provide for you. God will provide a good support system for you and a good training environment, good mentorship, all of that stuff that we touched on in a previous episode. God will provide it for you, and where it's lacking, God can make up for it. So he can make up for it 10 times over. So don't you worry about that. Just keep focused on your goals and working toward your goals for you and for God, and everything else will fall into place. And most importantly, be ready to show support to others. Don't just be so hyper focused on you and your goals and taking support from other people that you don't have the time or the energy to show them support. Just be supportive, uplift each other, because as humans, that's what's really important is relationships, and our human interactions is just such a core part of our being and our existence. And without positive human interactions, we can be very miserable creatures, right? So, people deal with all kinds of issues. They deal with depression, anxiety, anger, all kinds of even much worse issues, mental issues. So just be gracious and show people support and love, and just be uplifting of each other. I think that that's a really important takeaway. And if you find yourself faulting in that, it's okay. Just recognize the issue. Knowing is half the battle, and admitting that you have a problem with something is the first and primary step in recovering from that, whatever it may be, right? So just identify where you may be faulting in supporting others, and make a conscious effort to fix that, and to be more supportive, and to just do whatever you can to help others, because it will come back to you tenfold. As always, if you're enjoying the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a comment and tell me about how you can better support other people, or how you choose to see the positive in others and what helps you with that, even if they don't necessarily show you the support that you think that they should, or that you would expect from them or want from them. I hope that you guys have a good one, and I encourage you to keep moving forward in faith and with reverence.